Today I'm painting my favorite childhood toy from the 80s. Why am I doing that? I don't know. Uh, I feel like I should be painting a landscape or flowers or something. That's what my wife tells me I should paint. Pretty things. Um, why have I chosen to put hours into painting some relic of the past? Something that probably no one else is going to care about. It all started back in the 80s. 1988, I would have been 5 years old when I drew my first picture of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah, that's when it all started for me. That's when art began for me. Wow, that was a long time ago. That year, 1988, that was the year that the first Land Before Time movie came out. I actually went to see that in the theater with my mom, and that was the first movie that ever broke my heart. That was before they came out with like 14 more. And that same year, The Princess Bride came out to rent. And you could go to this place where there was all kinds of movies on the wall, and you pay money, and then you could take it home with you. And you would take this box called a VHS and you would shove it into another box called a VCR, and then the movie would play on the screen for you. It's crazy. That year, U2 and REM would have been on the radio. I think they were the only two good bands in the 80s. Yeah, the music wasn't very good. But the point is, it was a wonderful time in my life for a lot of different reasons, but one of those reasons was Saturday morning cartoons were on, and one of my favorites was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah, there was G.I. Joe, which was awesome, Transformers, they were all good, X-Men. None of that CGI junk like they have nowadays. It's not like today where, kids can just watch whatever they want, whenever they want, on repeat over and over. No, if you missed it back then, you missed it. And then you had to wait a whole nother week. And anyway, I wasn't scared of anything back then. I wasn't scared of failure. I wasn't scared to try new things. I wanted to draw a picture, and I wasn't scared of how it would turn out or what people would think of it. And I just did it. I went for it, and I drew this picture of the turtles, and it turned out good. And that's when I knew, way back then, that's when I knew I was an artist. It was 1988, and I was 5 years old. That was a time in my life when I was just curious and innocent and wasn't afraid of anything. I would go in my backyard and play. I would collect these spiders. Now, I hate spiders now. I absolutely hate them. Get them out of my life. They are disgusting. But back then, I was so curious about them, and I would go find them in the backyard. I knew where to find them in the nooks and crannies of the fence, and I would collect them, and I would hold them in my hand. Yuck. And then I would put them on the ground, and I would close them in with something, and I would try to make them fight each other. Man, that was a different time. A time when people wore funny clothes and had big hair and wore too much hot pink. I don't know. But on a more reflective note, I think I'm painting this because life is made up of a series of moments, and a lot of things happen to us in our life. Some bad moments, some good moments, and a lot of in-betweens. But life is too short to dwell on those bad moments. And I think whenever it's within our power to do so, we should focus on the good, all the blessings that we've been given in life, the loved ones we have, the joy that we've experienced. And as a child, as silly as it sounds, this action figure gave me joy. It gave me joy to play with it and to pretend to kick Shredder's butt and save April O'Neil. And I'm pretty sure if I had this toy in my house today, I wouldn't want to play with it. It wouldn't hold the same fascination, but I'm experiencing the joy of it again now as an adult in a different way. And I'm choosing to remember that joyous time in my life and to thank God for the childhood I was given. Oh, and If you're wondering if Mikey was my favorite turtle, well, I actually, from week to week, it changed. I could never really pick a favorite turtle. They were all cool in their own way. But I chose Mikey for this painting because I feel like he's the turtle that best exemplifies joy. And I mean, after all, that's what this painting's about.